Hello, my name is Marta Kohmann. I'm the Forage Systems Agroecology Extension Specialist at UW-Madison.
And I'm Scott Newell. I'm the Alfalfa Outreach Specialist with UW-Madison Extension. So we're out here today in this freshly cut alfalfa field, and you can see a lot of tire tracks here. Kind of ties into what we're here to talk about is compaction in alfalfa fields. So Marta, can you walk me through what's happened at UW in terms of research into compaction in alfalfa?
Yeah, so a lot of work has been done already by Dr. Brian Luck from the Badger Ag Tech Lab. And one of the things that he has done is to track down with a GPS the traffic in a commercially harvested alfalfa field for hay, where there was tracking of all the vehicles that got into the field. And one of the things that his group found out is that at least 50% of the field saw one time of traffic on top of that alfalfa. And the question then becomes, how does that affect the alfalfa plants?
Yeah, so alfalfa, when it's run over like that, you could damage the crown. That's going to lead to increased disease susceptibility. You could damage the regrowing stems as they come back, especially when you're coming on harvesting maybe hay 3 or 4 days after cutting. You can also just cause general compaction, which is going to decrease root mobility, and all of that can lead to decreased yield and potentially decreased persistence in the alfalfa field. So what vehicles are causing the most damage in the field? Well, unsurprisingly, the road-going vehicles with tires at 60 psi cause a lot more compaction than ag vehicles with tires at 15 or 20 psi. And that difference is actually pretty surprising. As you can see here, there's a significant increase in compaction from road-going vehicles versus ag vehicles. So Marta, can you address what work is being done at the university going forward in compaction in alfalfa?
Yeah, so in order to establish best management practices, we're going to be looking at a couple of things. Number one, type of tire in different types of equipment. Also tire pressure, how that affects compaction and affects alfalfa yields. And finally, we also want to look into how controlled traffic might mitigate some of the negative effects of traffic on alfalfa production. So basically what that means is controlling where you're going to drive your vehicles as you do the different types of operations involved in alfalfa management.
So going forward, what recommendations we have for you is just to, generally speaking, keep road-going vehicles out of the field as much as possible. To the extent you have to have them in there, establish some field roads, headlands, roads down the center of the field that you're going to keep those road vehicles on. Also, just make sure to keep track of tire pressure on your vehicles. Make sure you're checking it, looking at if a tractor is going to be in the field, maybe think about decreasing that tire pressure lower than what you would normally use on the road. So Marta, where can people look for more information on this?
If you want more information about this, you can visit Dr. Brian Luck's website, and you can check what's being done with the Badger Ag Tech Lab.